Welcome to the Healing Insights 70-day course. We are still working on step 5, which is exercise and physical activity. Today, we will cover day 63. Let's get started. My healing insight is, you don't have to be symptomatic. This healing insight was probably the most important insight of them all. Blaine Brooks, my awesome physical therapist, is responsible for this healing insight. He also guided me on how to journal what I was feeling in my daily symptom log while I was being treated for TMJ. I'm sure he was trying to tell me this all along, but sometimes I am so mule-headed. Or maybe I was just so stuck in the stress response cycle that I pretty much had to have this insight spelled out for me. I was on my second round of physical therapy for the car accident injuries. My therapist was so good at picking apart my symptoms and figuring out what was aggravating my injuries. But after a while, I had him stumped, or maybe just frustrated. He told me straight out, you know, you can have an injury without being symptomatic. I thought about this. I didn't even respond that I can remember. He went on to explain that our pain is not always physical. He said, so if your pain is not physical, then what are you holding on to? I really didn't know how to respond. I was in the hot seat. I didn't really feel embarrassed. I was just speechless because it had never crossed my mind. I knew about psychosomatic symptoms. I was taught this term while earning my degree as an OT assistant, but it never crossed my mind that this might be what was going on with me. Once again, my education had gone out the window. My therapist was aware that I had been using emotional freedom technique, EFT, tapping meditation, to help me work through my many medical conditions. I would bring him up to date as I realized that I was making some progress. I had mentioned to him in so many words that I didn't have much of a relationship with my mother. We had discussed here and there the loss of my family members. He knew that my finances were strained. So I guess my answer was right in front of my face. These situations were the dirt that I hadn't been willing to see. These situations were my BS story that was holding me back. It was all those emotions that I had kept bottled up and forced down my entire life. This was how that consistent attitude focused around anger had become my personality. The emotions related to these situations were what was making me sick. I was so grateful for Blaine's awareness and honesty. There's only one other time that I can remember in my life that a good friend of mine was straightforward with me when I needed it the most. She told me I had to stop feeling sorry for myself after my father passed away. So once again, here I was, faced with the reality that I needed to get off the pity pot. I needed to start helping myself process and release these emotions, memories, and events that were clearly causing me emotional, physical, and spiritual pain. But there was an enormous difference this time. I was immersed in all this self-development. I was learning how my mind and body worked. I knew I was no longer a victim of my genetics. I was no longer a victim of a scarcity mindset. I used tapping meditation with this healing insight specifically. Every time my neck or my shoulder hurt, I said to myself, I can have an injury without being symptomatic. I would repeat, you don't have to be symptomatic. I had 3 more therapy sessions left that were allowed on my insurance in February of 2017. But when my insurance changed, it wouldn't be effective until April 2017. So I would have to wait to finish those last 3 sessions. I seriously considered finishing the last 3 sessions. I even called to the therapy office to find out if I could still resume my therapy with Blaine. I was assured that I could resume whenever my insurance was active again. I told the therapist that I would phone back once my insurance was effective. But during that time frame, I was using tapping meditation with this insight. I also kept doing my physical therapy home program daily. Every time I hurt, I just told myself, you don't have to be symptomatic. By the time my insurance became effective, I decided that I was okay. I didn't need to resume my physical therapy because I could have an injury and I didn't have to be symptomatic. I share this healing insight with you because I want to stress how significant the connection between body, mind, soul, and spirit really is. I also want to stress how important it is to process and release emotions, memories, and thoughts that are holding you back. Another crucial factor involved in the healing insight is you must see the dirt before you can clean it up. I hope that you will take action. I want to help you learn how to take responsibility for your own well-being. I want to help you realize your thoughts matter. I want to help you learn that you matter. The activity, Soul Searching Questions and Daily Challenge can be found in the workbook under Day 63. The activity I have chosen for you today is called Isometrics Matter. Isometric exercises cause a muscle contraction against resistance, which increases muscle tone or strength. Instructions, neck isometric routine. So we are going to place our hand on the back of our head, just one hand, and we're going to push against that resistance. So we're not looking up or pushing back. We're pushing just straight into our hand. So it's kind of like a chin tuck. And we're going to hold that for 5 to 8 seconds. 6 to 8 seconds, sorry. Okay? And then you just repeat that 10 times. We'll repeat it 3 times just for the sake of time, so you can get the idea of how it works. Okay. And then the next direction would be to place your hand on your forehead, and then you just press into your hand and hold for 6 to 8 seconds. I'm holding for 6. And the reason you hold for 6 to 8 seconds is because you don't want to fatigue your neck, your muscles. You want to get the most benefit and strengthen it without fatiguing the muscles. So we'll do one more in that direction. Okay. And then the next will be to place your right hand on the side of your face, and you're just going to push against. So it's going to be this movement, like if you're turning your face, but you're going to be against resistance. And then you just hold it for 6 seconds. And then you kind of return to center, and then do it again. And again, you will repeat these for 10 times each. And you will hold for 6 to 8 seconds. And then you would just alternate to the other side and repeat that sequence. And then for the next movement, you would be doing this direction. So you're going to place your hand above your ear, and then you're going to be tilting, so like a lateral stretch. And you just hold that for 6 to 8 seconds and repeat 10 times in that direction. I do the isometric exercises when I start feeling a lot of neck pain, and it can help me to stop the migraines that come on when I have that neck pain. So it's very effective, and it helps strengthen so you don't have that neck pain in the first place, because remember, when our muscles are weak, you have pain. And also when we overuse them, they have pain. So when we hold our neck up all day or in a weird position watching TV or our phone, then we are overusing those muscles. So then you would just do that same movement, but in the opposite direction. And there you go. That would be all of your set in every direction that your neck moves. So give it a try. I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. It's very helpful. Okay, moving on. Soul-searching questions. Grab your notebook and a pen, or stop the video now and print out the worksheet for day 63. How have you been blessed with someone's awareness and honesty? What higher level emotions, joy, love, freedom, inspiration, creativity, or empowerment did you feel when this situation was brought to your attention? So think of that. When someone was honest and aware and brought that to your attention, how did you feel? How can this healing insight help you see the dirt so you can help yourself? Okay. Daily challenge. Turn hope into action. It's called Say It Again, Sam. Tell yourself you don't have to be symptomatic today. Say it every time you feel pain. Remember, the brain believes what it is repeatedly told. All right, I will see you in the next video.